Billionaire says gold is a must-own asset. And coming in from Markets Insider, billionaire investor Seth Klarman touts gold, blasts crypto, and questions the Fed's resolve in a new interview. Here are the 7 best quotes. Here are Klarman's 7 best quotes. Number 1, the kitchen table reality for people is the cost of meat is up 10% or 20%, and the cost of driving a car is up 30% or 40%. These are nasty, massive increases now. Klarman was underscoring how inflation is hitting Americans' consumers. Number 2, the market has come to believe in an omniscient Federal Reserve, and it's no such thing. These guys don't really know what they're doing in any deep way. It's a giant financial experiment, and we're at the mercy of their experiment that maybe is right now in the process of going wrong, so God help us. And he's got a point. Even Alan Greenspan admitted we really can't forecast all that well, and yet we pretend that we can, but we really can't. Central banks are useless. Number 3, the market has priced in 5 or 6 increases this year alone. What's hard to think about is whether the Fed will raise rates into a slowing economy and a melting down financial market. My guess is they'll chicken out at some point. Klarman asserted that inflation, lower stock prices, Russia's visit across the border, and the absence of last year's stimulus would cool the US economy. Number 4, that's going to be a big shock. That's going to be a big shock that is going to test financial institutions who's been hedged, who's been writing derivatives they shouldn't write, who's been stepping out to take greater risks in their portfolio. Klarman was saying rising interest rates could catch out reckless and over-leveraged funds. Number 5, the US has had an enormous advantage of the dollar being the world's reserve currency for a very long time. It's unlikely to change anytime soon. It's hard to imagine people accepting Chinese currency. It's hard to imagine people accepting cryptocurrency. There are just too many uncertainties. No, but they will accept gold. And speaking of that, number 6, I'm a fan of gold. I think gold's valuable in a crisis. If the world turns to hell, what expands and gets worse. God forbid a nuclear weapon is used. I think people are going to say, how do I know what anything's worth anymore? I'm going to make sure I have some gold because I don't want to not have money at a time of desperation. It may never come to that, but I think it's prudent to have a little bit of your portfolio in gold. And number 7, I can't see the point of crypto. It has this feel to me of being like catnip for techies. Why do people need 10 or 50 different cryptocurrencies? I don't get it. I don't think anybody needs to own it. It just seems to me that it could end up very much in tears. Klarman suggested virtually all crypto could end up worthless. And speaking of gold in your portfolio, I did this video a little while ago, own 19% gold, where we talked about Chris Cole's Dragon portfolio. And in the Dragon portfolio, Chris Cole recommends owning 19% of gold. So 19% of your portfolio in gold. When you compare the Dragon portfolio, which holds 19% gold, against all the other types of portfolios, whether it's a 60-40 equity bond portfolio, over a 100-year period, the growth of $1 since 1928, you can see that the Dragon portfolio performs the best. And on this chart, you can see that by adding gold to your portfolio over the longer term grows much more than if you didn't have gold. And so you can see the more gold you own, the better your portfolio. And so, you can see here 10%. Chris Cole says 19%. Some of you a lot higher than that. But yeah, I agree with Seth Klarman that everybody should own some gold, some silver in their portfolio. Definitely gold for mine. Silver, I've shared this in other videos. I've never sold my gold. I use gold as savings. I look at it as savings, and I just hold it. It's always a percentage of my portfolio. Silver, I use it for wealth cycles. So I look for the big run up, and in particular, I use the equities. So the miners and explorers, the gold and silver miners and explorers, for that big growth, where I then roll out and buy other assets. So I definitely measure my gold and silver versus other assets, but predominantly silver, and the equities I use for wealth cycles. Gold, as I said, I've never sold gold. I've just bought it and kept it and owned it, and it's just been there as a percentage of my portfolio. And ever since I started buying it, it's done really well. It's just counterbalanced my portfolio, and I'm very, very happy with it. So, what do you guys think? Do you think it's imperative to have some gold in your portfolio, some gold and silver in your portfolio? Have you guys sold your gold? Do you look at wealth cycles and measure your gold and silver versus other assets, or how do you guys look at it in terms of your portfolios? Love to see your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Once again, if you like this video, please hit that like button. Really do appreciate it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again on another episode of Finance Uncut.